What's happening?
Where'd you go? Now I'm lost. There you are. Hey, I see you. Hey,
Yo, what's up?
dude. Hold on a second, man. Hold on a second. Hey.
We're already hot. Just so you know, we're already hot.
Oh, dude, we've been hot. We've been hot since day one, man. We've been hot since day one. What do you got on you got a whiteboard back there? Are you flow charting things? What do you got going on
So
back
this
there?
is the Dungeon Studio. Remember when you came
Dungeon
down
Studio.
and we had the setup over here? So this is my dungeon office now, and I just hang out here for like 9 hours a day doing my day job. And you know, lucky enough.
I like how he calls that his day job. Get it? Day job day.
Ah,
Day job.
yeah. I'm slow. I haven't had as many drinks as you, so you know, I'm still
I haven't had
working on the
any drinks
Korean
at all.
beer.
What are you talking about? I'm not drinking. I don't
But
drink at
some
all,
of that
Dave. What are
stuff,
you talking about?
some of that stuff is the plans, you know, that we've had for the podcast. But then, you
And
know,
your
the rest of
mullet.
it.
Wow, look at that.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, take a look at that.
Dude, that is some sweet action back there you got going on, man. I
Just
like
think
that.
if you had started growing it with me back in, you know, like
I should've.
February, you would have been epic too.
If I would have done it, I know. Look at if I would have done it now, I would
Dude,
have
you
had
could have
a
been like
sweet.
full Motley Crue, man.
Speaking of Motley Crue, your favorite Motley Crue song. I guess I don't really need the mouse now, do I? Your favorite Motley Crue song is what?
Oh man, I'm thinking it's I mean, I even bought the sheet music for it and gave it to Arry to play on the piano, but it's Home Sweet Home.
Yep, I was gonna say it's got to be Home Sweet Home, right?
Oh yeah.
Absolutely, yeah, hands down.
Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, I was gonna say
Same
yeah, Home
thing?
Sweet Home. Oh
Right
yeah,
on.
yeah, without a doubt. Duh. And then pretty much anything off of the Shout at the Devil album, I'm a fan of as well. But yeah, Home Sweet Home is hands down the best. Yeah.
Right on.
Cruise
Right
on,
on.
yeah.
So how's life been for you during the lockdown here and working from home and you know all that?
Coronavirus lockdown is it's different. It's challenging. My cheese has been moved. If you know what I mean,
Nice
you know what I
reference.
mean.
Yeah. Good business book. Yeah.
The new normal. I feel like I should give you my copay right now, Dave, because I feel like this is therapy in a sense. You know, part of me was like, before coronavirus, I was like, they moved me to afternoons, and I'm like, I don't like this whole 3 to 7 in the afternoon because I can't find parking, and it's a delay, and I gotta stay late, right?
Excuse
You
me.
know, and I don't like that.
Uh-huh.
And now, since coronavirus, my commute is pretty much. Hold on. You want to see my commute? Here it is. There's my bed.
All right.
Okay, that's where I sleep.
Yeah.
And here, Day. Here's pretty much where the studio. This is it. This is the commute, Day. It's pretty much an arm's length away from the bed to the studio. It's all right here.
That's
and
beautiful.
so I don't want to sound like a spoiled white privileged dick, but I am not driving. I am not going anywhere. I have not left the house. I am pretty much here, and I am working from my bedroom.
Oh, on that note about the not driving, make sure you get your car insurance company to give you a nice little rebate, you know, on
Yeah,
this time
Geico
period.
giving me that 15%.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Correct the moon. I feel like this mic is in the camera. I feel like I got a big, looks rather phallic. I'm trying to reposition the look here. I don't know. I got you. Good to see you, Visual Defense. What is Village Defense?
Village Defense. A little startup out of 500 startups that Arry was friends with back in the startup days. So they're based out of.
Do they have an ICO?
They did not do an ICO. It was way pre-ICO days. Yeah,
I'm kidding. Whether it's audio or whether it's widgets or whatever the product is, the way that you're able to package it and repurpose it and use it in a supply chain and distribute that, I think is really a business lesson nonetheless. And so what I've had to do in this new work from home, new normal is, what does that look like? And so my supply chain and how I go about producing my audio, yes, blockchain. There we go. Cheers to that. That's tasty, blockchain. What do you have in the blockchain cup there, by the way?
I got my good old Korean beer here, Height. It's a classic. Yeah.
Do you have stock? Yeah. Is there a crypto for that
yet? No, not yet.
No. That's crazy. Okay, stay safe. We're going to help try to put $1,000 in your pocket and pay your bills. Coming up this morning, we'll get you the details on that. And a song I know that'll put a smile on your face and make you feel good. I guarantee it's on the way. Hang on. See, so I do that, right?
You're so money, man.
I do that, dude.
So Pittsburgh, I've been there, I think, one time. They're really fun because there's a big, really massive, big church there that they turned into a brewery.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I don't know about churches, but breweries, that sounds more like my love language, and I would be into going there.
Yeah.
They have a part of town called the Golden Triangle. It sounds like the where they grow drugs in Asia.
I was just gonna say
that's totally different.
It's like Bermuda Triangle
documentaries. Yeah. Well, Bermuda Triangle is even different. Yeah, that's where people disappear.
Things go missing. Oh, dude, we actually talked about that. We talked about it on one of our pandemic shows. So we're still, Arry and I are just still doing the pandemic shows. We're on week number 5, show number 5. And basically, when everybody got sent home to work from home, and when all the kids came home from school, and when all the kids came in from daycare, there were some cases, firsthand knowledge that she knows of au pairs basically getting up in the middle of the night and hauling and just freaking leaving, dude. Like, see ya. This is not what I signed up for.
You know where they went?
I think they went back home. I would think they went back home, man. Yakima.
Where's home for them? We got to talk crypto, man. We haven't talked crypto.
So let's talk some crypto. Yeah.
Let's talk crypto. Let me turn my chair around. Talk crypto with you, amigo.
What do we got?
We're gonna talk some crypto here.
We got a little pump action going on right now. 75.80
Where are we at right now?
10:30 p.m. on Friday night, the 24th of April, and it's at 75.70.
75.70. I like that, dude.
Yeah.
I have bad lighting in here tonight. I'm sorry, Day. I wasn't really planning on this. I just kind of threw it together here.
I appreciate you jumping on. It's all good. I appreciate you jumping on, but you know, I don't really know. So I'm pretty disconnected from the price action, you know, these days. But you know.
Well, let me ask you this: what is this your first halving or not?
So let's see here. This is actually my second halving. This is my second halving.
You were hodling in 2016.
I jumped in first ever in December, so really late 2015. And so I was actually holding all the way through 2016. And then, but I didn't know what was going on. I had zero clue what was going on.
Know. It was it's fun. It's a hobby.
Yeah,
woo, look at me.
I had just changed jobs and companies. And just had our first kid, theLentil. And so I had no idea what was going on at all. And so this one, I am fully on board and prepared. And so it's a pretty epic time.
Okay. So when you say, when you're prepared, okay, I get being on board, you know, you have the awareness, but being prepared, unpack that for me. What does that look like? What does being prepared for this halving look like for you? I mean, I think it's different for every person. So for you, what does that look like?
Yeah, so for me, it's all about being psychologically prepared for price action to go off the charts or die, or go off the charts again and then die. Just crazy volatility. And so, you know, watching the volatility and experiencing the volatility is going to be pretty ridiculous, I think, or at least I'm going to prepare for it to be ridiculous. And then, you know, whatever it turns out to be, I'm still going to be holding, you know, so it doesn't really matter.
But
yeah.
Do you think, what does your gut tell you? Are you thinking we're going to see some serious price up and then maybe a pullback afterwards, like a little bit after that? Or do you think it's just going to kind of continue to go and we're going to see new ATH?
I'm thinking we have a pretty good chance at new all-time highs.
Before the end of the year, by summer, by July, August?
I don't know. I don't know.
But by the end of the year, definitely.
Well, by the end of 2021 is what so I'm kind of like tamping down my expectations.
You are no Max Kaiser. Okay. You are no Max Kaiser. I'm going to tell you that right now.
What's he saying these days? What's he saying?
Dude, Max Kaiser's my man. He's my spirit animal, bro. That dude's doubling down on 400K, man.
Oh my God.
And I don't.
That's ridiculous.
Am I too loud, honey?
Uh-oh.
Oh, I'm sorry. My wife came in the middle of the broadcast. She says I'm being too loud.
Uh-oh.
No, I don't have a basement.
Are we gonna have the cops called on you? You want me to call the cops?
Yeah, please do. I'll try to be a little more subdued. But no, Max Kaiser, he doubled down, saying 400K. I don't know if it was again by the end of which year, but he's being very bold in saying 400K.
Well, I mean, the same thing is like that's kind of the game in the world that he's in. He's created for himself, and then he's dived in full on, which is the world of attention. And so you kind of got to make those kind of really outlandish, bold statements. I mean, right. Like what is it? Pomp, he was saying, his personal opinion is 100K by end of 2021. And so, if you take 400 and take 1/4 of that, I mean, you're at 100K. And so you're in the range, you know what I mean? It's like,
you're in the ballpark.
Yeah, exactly.
You might be in right field. You might be along the first baseline. We don't know where you're at, but you might even be playing shortstop, Day. I don't know. Looking at you could play the hot corner. I don't know, Day. You could play the hot corner.
Just curious, how's my audio? Because I'm using the headset.
Your audio is a little, it's pretty good, but when you hold it up a little bit, sometimes too close, it gets a little.
Okay, a little hot.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, a little hot. I can back mine down here because I.
No, you sound great. You sound great, man.
I got a mixing board here, and I got a.
No, you sound great.
Angry wife outside as well, so I got a mixing board and an angry wife. I can keep it together and just go, okay, and then I can go, hey, Salt Lake's greatest hits, 94.1 KODJ. I'm sorry. I shouldn't.
Is that pumping through like outside air too, or just in the headphones and the Zoom? Yeah, man. So how are you feeling going into this halving? Like, this is your first one?
My first halving. Okay, so this is my first halving, and I had some goals prior to this halving coming up as an investor that I wanted to reach. I was fortunate enough to make those, and then like Bitcoin, it's an addiction. I'm like, I need more. And I'm like, I got more. So
it's a lifestyle, man. Stacking sats is a lifestyle.
Yeah, dude, when you're a maxi, dude, I mean, it's your heroin. I mean, so that's that. But yeah, so I'm good about that. I'm excited, but my whole, I think like you, I felt a lot of connection and resonant in what you said with, being kind of prepared, and being prepared for me looks like having some dry powder on the side. Because I am fully prepared that this thing is going to probably, let's say, go over 10, 15, and then maybe we see a bit of a dump because people are going to take some gain, right? We might see a bit of a pullback because you and I have been in this game long enough to know that when it goes up, we're going to see some consolidation. So I'm thinking that it's good to have some dry powder on hand. I think people are going to take some gains when this thing pumps. And then, so I'm kind of set myself up now prior to all this below 10K buying. And then when it goes to 15 and it goes to 16 and 17, maybe afterwards in the short term for a quick spike, I might take some gains there. I might take a few gains, but I'm still going to keep hodling. But I'm going to have my dry powder on the side because I'm fully expecting it to come back down to maybe 10, to maybe, to retrace and consolidate. And if we can get some consolidation at around 10 and have some solid consolidation around 10 to 12 through the summer, maybe by the end of the year, we do start looking at 20. And that's just being conservative on my part. And I don't know, because I'm just the biggest crypto speculator and I own that. So that's fine.
Well, speaking of speculators, that is a fantastic segue. Again, make Bitcoin great again.
I love
right?
Samson. Thank you. Thank you, Samson.
Oh yeah. I love the branding on the hat there. But yeah, so dude, I'm calling it Red Thursday. So I was on the Ikigai LP call, and they were covering the, performance in March. I had no idea so many funds, FUNDS, got wiped out on Red Thursday, March 12th.
That was, that day was what 40%? We're talking like 40 in the market overall? 40%.
40%. What do you mean? Oh, yeah.
Wiped out.
Yeah.
Yeah, like major. Like that would be the Game of Thrones Red Wedding. Okay, if you saw Game of Thrones and you saw the Red Wedding, that was the Red Wedding.
That was right. Okay, I don't know Game of Thrones, but other people will know.
We talked about the halving, and here's the thing: I would submit to you, friend, is that as I like to say that there's those of us that are the 2017 class of hodlers. There's those of us that came into Bitcoin, crypto in 2017 when the bull run was happening. September, October, November, all the way up to the 20K mark, whatever you want to call it, 1995, whatever.
20K, yeah.
We got in there. And those of us that hodled, those of us that held through the bear market, the crypto winter of 2018, all of that crap, right?
2019, yeah.
Yeah, well, 2018 too was
it 2018?
I mean, it was melting all the way down.
Yeah. Dude,
I'm
sorry.
It's been that long. You forgot. I know you're trying to block out the pain.
Yes.
I did too, and that's why I go to therapy. I know it's a very painful experience, Dave.
It is.
But yes, those of us that came in and we've huddled and we've been through this and we educated ourselves and we listened to smarter people and we were able to diversify. We got into the right projects. And we were able to stack sats when things were at 3,400. You know what? We will be rewarded. We are the class of 2017.
Well, it's even actually worse for me. Worse or better? I don't know. It's I
hope
opinion.
It's better. I don't hope it's not worse.
But I actually got shaken out of everything during that time period, and so it's actually a really common phenomenon because it was at a, let's just say, a little bit of an uncomfortable level for me. And so I wasn't willing to ride it all the way down. Because I have rode company stocks all the way down. And so I actually pulled out. And then I learned the lesson that you don't sell. And then I came back in. And so it's actually even like double more, I guess, poignant for me because I experienced the whole cycle of like, Bitcoin. No, I want to learn about all the cryptos and blockchain. And it's like, it's going down. Oh, I got to get out of it. And then, it's actually not going to go to zero. Okay, get back in. It's going to go back up. And then it hit, 13? And then it came back down. And then
last summer
I still held it. Yeah, I still held it. And so after that is when I was hardened, like true believing.
Yeah.
But, it's a painful process. It's like everybody goes in their own journeys and it's a painful process sometimes.
But you know what? Anything that yields results is going to require some pain. Okay. Look, I remember when I used to go to the gym and work out and I didn't know how to work out and I was sore coming out of the gym for quite a long time, like going, oh my gosh, I hired a trainer because I didn't know what to do. So I hired a trainer, but I knew what I needed to do and I know where I wanted to go. And I was sore, but you know what? At the end of the day, I got the result that I had to suffer and I made it through the pain and I got the gains and I got the results. And I think that same lesson is applicable in this, there's going to be some pain. And I think that's, well, you and I don't know. I mean, you kind of know a little bit, but women know because when they give birth, when there's pain, again, there's great gain. So when there's pain, there's gain, right?
Oh,
and
yeah.
That's true. And it sounds cliche, but when we've gone through this,
Dan held.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
he says that all the time on Twitter. He's like, you know what? It's like, when all this is said and done in a few years down the road, and they're going to accuse the people who held and hodled like all this time, he's saying like, you know what? They're going to look back and just say, oh, you just got lucky. You just happened to hold it all that time, and that's why you have all the Bitcoin that you have right now. And he's like, Nah, it's like you have no idea how hard it is to live through
Exactly.
all these volatile fluctuations of the price action. It's
Yep.
really, really hard to stomach all this volatility on a daily, on a weekly basis, you know?
You have to, the way I look at it is kind of like playing golf in a sense. Is you can't look at this as like a par three or even pop-up golf. Okay, I'm looking at this as like a par five dog leg left, and I'm laying up. Okay, and I'm laying up, and I'm playing safe. And I'm avoiding the bunkers. And I'm going to get on the green into hopefully with a good 2-iron shot, maybe. But if I get on the green and 3 and par it, good. If I birdie, awesome. Eagle is kind of what I'm hoping for, and I might be getting there if the green's favorable with a kind roll. You know what
So
I'm saying?
it's like a 18 hole, and all of them are par 5 dog legs.
Whatever. Yeah, exactly. It's the long game, man. It's the
Long
long game.
game. Yeah,
You got to look at it that. But see, and here's the thing: is that like I think folks like you and I, because we're a little more seasoned in this game of life. 5 years, 10 years, really now isn't that long of a time frame because when you look at your 10-year high school reunion or your 20-year or whatever, you're thinking, oh well, 10 years ago, geez, if I would have put that money 10 years ago into XYZ, look where I'd be now. And so that's why.
Amazon.
Okay,
Amazon.
thank
Look
you.
at that thing. It's like
Right.
all-time highs right now. It's all-time high stock. It's crazy.
So the amount of I don't want to know the amount of capital, but the amount of capital that like folks like you and I that would have deployed into crypto into the blockchain industry now, if you and I had the awareness about Amazon back then and deployed that same amount of capital, where would we be now? Oh,
I mean, Mark Yusko makes that joke
over,
about
over.
who held Amazon, for the last 20 years. It's like basically
Right,
Jeff and his mom and his dad, because no
right.
one else could stomach the volatility and the drawdowns that it had over the last 2 decades. I mean, it is just
Right.
like basically impossible to hold unless you're basically him and his parents.
Yeah, unless you're a firm believer in like, hey, and I think that's the difference though between something like an Amazon and Bezos and Bitcoin is that the Bitcoin there's fundamentals here. We know that there are hard baked fundamentals into the DNA, into the code of this. We know that there are programmable limits and the halving and the finite supply, et cetera, on all the narratives. So for someone like myself as an outsider coming into this, to me that's why it seemed like a hella no brainer. Like, wait a second, there's only 21 million ever of this that's going to be made, and
Yeah.
it's out of anybody's control. No government can control this. No business controls it. There's not a CEO who's going to, oh, we're going to make more. We're going to make less. We're going to no. And it's really about the people. This is what really excites me is because it's folks like you, literally you and you, and me, and folks who are running nodes, right? It's the power of the node and the people who run the nodes in the blockchain community on Bitcoin and the Bitcoin community that really give this network strength. And over time, and this is the thing, I think the new narrative for Bitcoin is being written right now as we speak during the coronavirus. We look at all the markets, the S&P, oil, all these other traditional assets and asset classes and commodities have lost how much? Like Mark Yusko said last year on CNBC, 40%, and they laughed in Mark Yusko's face. And yet Mark Yusko is like, yeah, look who's right now. All of that has come down. But what has stayed the same, if not gone up? Bitcoin. Well, what does it continue to do? It produces block after block after block after
Oh
block.
yeah.
And as
Oh yeah.
time goes on, what does it continue to do? It continues to strengthen, right? More people join the network, more wallets, the hash rate. So as time goes on, it's the halving in 2024 day that
Yeah. Oh
I'm
yeah.
really
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
excited
Yes.
about.
Yes. 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 Yes.
That's
Yes.
the one because
2024 is the real big one.
that's the
2024.
big
Yep.
one.
Yep.
Because the helicopter money has people distracted, and this is the halving. Okay, I would submit that this is the halving that the institutions are making the fucking grab for right now. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
they're scooping it up now at 7.75, 6. If they're smart, they were buying below, but whatever.
And you
It's
think they're going
20.
to hold out and wait till 2024?
Oh, well,
Yeah.
between now and 2024. 2024, that's when I think everybody else is going to, after the impact of the helicopter money and inflation hits,
Oh,
I
wait a
mean,
minute.
there's
Is that supposed to be 1 million
the next
dollar
halving. That's
Bitcoin?
when the next halving is 2024.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
2020, then
But
2024.
but I think the projection, so like 2016 was 10K, and then
Oh yeah, maybe by
20
2020
is
it might be a million.
100, and then yeah, I think that's a million. Yeah.
It might be a million. So
Yeah, yeah.
2024. Okay. So 4 years from
2024.
now,
Yep. Yep.
right? Okay. That's when we're talking about, people use the term hyper Bitcoinization. I think is
Yeah.
a term that's been floated about.
Yeah.
That's when I really think we're going to see hyper Bitcoinization really take off, because the impact of the helicopter money, inflation,
I got to bring the
you
mullet
grow
back.
that mullet out.
Bring the
You
mullet
just
back in
keep growing.
2024.
If you grow that all the way out to 2024, I might even give you one Bitcoin.
I might not be married, unfortunately, because Arry will dislike it so much.
You can just say, babe, I'm getting Bitcoin for this mullet. It's the Bitcoin mullet.
Exactly. It's not the halving mullet anymore because it's permanent. It's just the Bitcoin mullet.
It's the Bitcoin mullet. Yeah.
Oh, dude, I gotta grab that handle. I better grab that handle. Bitcoin
Yeah,
mullet.
Bitcoin mullet.
On.
Yeah.
Halving mullet has graduated to Bitcoin mullet.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's great to catch up with you, man. Seriously. Thanks for
You
taking
too,
the
man.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, so yeah, I miss you. It's just been, it feels like it's been forever.
Well, it's been like, I don't know, 3-4 months, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It's crazy, dude. Crazy world we're living in. Have you been catching the Chamath Palihapitiya CNBC interviews?
I did catch some of that. Yes, where he said, "Let them fail."
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did catch that. And you know what? I kind of got to agree. I kind of like that.
Well, they had him on the show again this past week, and
I didn't see that though.
Yeah. So I taped it on CNBC. So he comes on the Scott Wapner show at noon.
Yeah, the judge.
9 a.m.
Yeah,
the judge. Yeah, which is 9 a.m. our time Pacific.
Yeah.
And so they basically replayed the snippet from the previous 2 weeks that got something like 10.5 million views.
Yeah. People reacted big time.
Yeah. But yeah, man, he just had an IPO and he's making shit happen. Seriously, he's really making it happen.
He's got another one called Box or something like that. Isn't that what it's called?
Company. I don't know what that is. Well, the
he's
IPO,
invested in Box.
Well, the apparently what he's done 2 prior times is IPOs, and he just names them IPO A, IPO B, and now he just did IPO C. And it's literally called, the symbol, like Amazon is like AMZN. The symbol on this latest one is IPOC. Literally, it's just IPOC, but it's this really super unique kind of like financial instrument that I've never seen before. And he raised $720 million like this past week.
Okay.
700, almost $1 billion this past week. Yeah.
Doesn't he also own the Golden State Warriors?
Yeah, exactly. The same guy.
Yeah. Kind of easy to raise that kind of money when you
did
own
you
did you
watch
the Warriors?
You watch his interview and show with Pomp, the one he did with Pomp?
I did see that. That was like, whoa.
That was awesome. Yeah. He became a billionaire in his 30s and then mid 30s, and then he's 43 now, so it's been 10 years. So this is a guy who I heard another friend of mine describe his investing and trading strategy, and basically he's just swinging like for the fences. It's like everything is either going to be
super leveraged. Sounds like, huh?
Well, that's the thing. I don't know if he's leveraged at those levels. I don't know if he's actually leveraged. It's more about being positioned correctly. And then so when stuff takes off, it really takes off.
Right.
But if it goes bad, then he cuts his losses.
It goes really bad.
Well, no, he cuts his losses.
You got to cut. Yeah, you got to cut. But yeah.
So it's that level of crazy sophistication that I'm completely, totally unaware of, and I have no idea about that he's in. Yeah. I mean, he's actually, he reached the 3 Comma Club, Trace Commas Club, with Cuban, and all those other guys. but he's actually lost big amounts. And the word he used in the Pomp show was he's had to re-billionize.
Yes, re-billionize. I never even heard that word, re-billionize. I think that was a new word.
When he said that, I was
Webster's
like,
putting that in
oh
dictionary.
My God, re-billionize. You.
I'm just going to try the re-millionize right on my own right now. Let me try that one for the
Let's
first time.
Let's re-sanitize, my friend.
Exactly. In the COVID world we live in. My gosh.
All right, brother. Thank you again for the time.
So that's good for me. Yeah. Dude, hit me up.
On. I will.
All right, brother. Give my best.
Right, man.
Give my best to the family.
Yes, I will. Good night. Much love to you, sir. Yes.
All right. Welcome to Windshield Time, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. This podcast is non-technical, fun, informative way to learn about money, Bitcoin, blockchains, crypto, and digital assets for busy parents and working folks who are curious about these new technologies. Day, Arry, and their guests talk about these evolutionary systems of money and what they do, y'all. Because what part of your life does money not touch? This podcast is not financial advice, and your reactions are your total and complete responsibility, y'all. Now, thanks again, and enjoy the show.
Hello, everyone. My name's Matt. Young Tube Sock on TikTok. Oh, fuck. Hey! Oh, no. I got a disease walking around through your neighborhood, spreading all my fleas. Everybody's like, what you got? I'm like, STDs. They like, you so fucked up, I'ma call the police. I'm like, no, don't do that. You don't wanna fucking try me. I be on all the shit. Got a Glock gonna buy me. I don't really fucking care. No, you don't wanna try me. Oh, I've been walking around the hood, getting all my scrimey, yo. Back at it again. Can't find no fucking people for a pizza party.
Okay.
Hold on.
I got you now. Now I got you. Now I can hear you.
What's happening?
Where'd you go? Now I'm there. You are. Hey, I see you.
Hey. Yo, what's up?
Dude,